An abusive husband who wanted to find his children after having abused for 4 years and almost killed his ex not only failed in his efforts, but he also had his parental authority withdrawn. Monsieur has failed in his parental duties by placing the children in a context of violence and by undermining the integrity of their mother and their grandmother, said Judge Line Samoisette by ordering the parental forfeiture of the violent father, last week at the Sherbrooke courthouse. For the past year, the 32-year-old has been calling for meetings with his young children. Calling himself a victim of his ex-wife, he seemed to believe that the family division of the Superior Court would prove him right. Except that the opposite happened, given all the violence he caused his ex-wife to live in the presence of the children. Monsieur isolated her and she no longer had any social activities. He called her all kinds of degrading names and epithets, the judge explained. The man, who cannot be identified in order to protect the victim, could also make the latter experience sexual humiliation, in front of the children, whom he could also insult in passing. The violence peaked in 2017, when the woman refused to give him $400. Furious, he started by strangling her and then spitting on her. He scratched her face until blood, said the judgment, adding that the man then used the woman. Furious, he started by strangling her and then spitting on her. He scratched her face until blood, on the floor. A neighbor had to intervene, as well as the mother of the victim who was alerted by her daughter. Arrested and charged, the man was sentenced to 54 months in prison. However, his stay behind bars did not calm him down, quite the contrary. As he considers himself the victim of a conspiracy and swears that the woman was also responsible, experts rated his risk of recidivism as high, and his potential for social reintegration as low. Despite everything, he felt he had the right to see his children again and was convinced that they would one day reconnect with him. He will be able to test this assertion in several years, since the judge ordered the deprivation of parental rights, for the protection of the latter. Especially since if he saw them again, he would certainly put pressure on them to find his ex-wife who now lives at a confidential address, and potentially try to take revenge. It would go against the interests of children to place them in an unbearable position where they would carry the burden of not revealing sensitive information that could lead to an unfortunate event, ruled the magistrate. He will also have to pay alimony to his children, the judge concluded.